Welcome to Hauntcore Vault. If you are ready for horror tales, you are in the right place. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to know where are you from and what time you are watching. Let's begin. I was called for jury duty like anybody else. Just a name pulled from a list, a letter in the mail. I almost didn't show up. Funny, isn't it, how easy it would have been to ignore it? But I went, sat in that box, listened to the lawyers, the witnesses, the evidence. A brutal murder, blood on the walls, a body left cold. The kind of case that keeps you up at night. They said the man on trial did it, a drifter, wrong place, wrong time. He didn't look right, didn't talk right. The prosecution painted him as a monster. The defense tried to make him human. And me? I sat there like everyone else, staring, listening. I told the others he was guilty. I told them the evidence made sense, that we couldn't let a man like that walk free. I pushed them when they hesitated. I steered every doubt back into certainty. When the verdict came in, guilty, I watched his face. Blank, stunned, like the world had betrayed him. And maybe it had. Because the truth? He didn't do it. I did. I killed her, not him. She knew me too well. Knew the things I'd done, the things I couldn't let anyone else find out. I silenced her, left her in that apartment, and thought I'd covered my tracks. But when they arrested him, when they said he's the one, I saw my chance. Jury duty. What are the odds? I didn't just get away with it. I got to sit in the front row and make sure he took the fall. So when I tell you I still think about him every night, I do. Not out of guilt, not out of pity, but because I'll never forget the look on his face when he realized he was going to die for my crime. And I was the one who put him there. I went to therapy because I couldn't sleep. Every night, the same dream. I'm in the woods, moonlight dripping through the trees. My hands are red. There's someone on the ground, not moving, and I'm standing over him with a rock, breathing like I ran for miles. I told my therapist it felt too real. The crunch of leaves, the weight in my chest, the smell of dirt. Not like a dream at all, more like a memory. She said maybe it was symbolic. Anger, guilt, suppressed feelings. But the more I talked, the less it felt like symbols. I could see his face, hear the wet sound of the rock coming down, the way the forest went quiet after. I told her, I think I killed him. She asked, who? And that's the part that scared me, because I didn't know. I couldn't remember his name. Just the rage. Just the act. For weeks, I convinced myself it was just my mind playing tricks, a nightmare, a story my brain invented. But the dreams kept coming, and then I started noticing things I couldn't explain. Mud caked on my boots I didn't remember walking in, scratches on my arms like I'd been in a fight, a shovel in the shed that didn't look as clean as it used to. And finally, it clicked. It wasn't a dream. It was that night, that blackout rage, the argument that spun out of control, him shouting, me snapping, the forest swallowing the sound. I dragged him, I buried him, I left him there in the dirt. And now my brain replays it every night, piece by piece, like it's forcing me to remember what I tried to forget. So when I say, I think I killed him, I don't really mean think. I know, because he's still out there, in the woods, exactly where I left him. I was digging through a thrift store bin when I found it. Just an old cassette tape, dusty, cracked label. 2 words written in marker, play me. Curiosity got the better of me. I bought it, took it home, dug out an old player. I pressed play, expecting music, maybe some forgotten mixtape from the 90s. But it wasn't music. It was a voice, low, shaky, breathing heavy between words, describing a murder, every detail, the blood, the screams, the way the body went still, step by step, blow by blow. It wasn't a story. It was a confession. I froze. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Who would leave something like this lying around? I replayed it again and again, trying to make sense of it. And then something caught me. The voice. Familiar. Too familiar. At first, I told myself I was imagining it, that all voices sound the same on tape. But the more I listened, the harder it was to deny. The rhythm of the words, the way certain syllables bent, the crack at the end of sentences. It wasn't just anyone's voice. It was mine. That night, it all came back. The blackout, the rage, the body on the floor. How I told myself it hadn't happened. How I buried it deep enough to forget. But I hadn't forgotten. Not really. Some part of me had remembered and forced me to record it. I thought I'd found someone else's secret in that thrift store. But what I really found was my own. And now every time I hear that tape spin, I know I'm not just listening to a confession. I'm listening to my confession.